welcome back to the EVS2 class. Hope all are safe, children, enjoying at home, looking at the pre-recorded videos. Enjoy, children. Simultaneously, you have to update with your studies, gain your knowledge wherever you are. You should know to learn, right? Okay, simultaneously you can play also. So, I hope that you people are completing the classworks, reading, writing, practicing, whatever the notes, spellings or new words, whatever it is being given, you have to update yourselves, children, write and practice, inculcate yourself for writing and reading. Read not only the textbooks, classworks, you can gain your knowledge by reading any storybooks, newspapers, whatever you see, you should be capable to read that. Okay, in such a way you have to inculcate yourself. Okay, previous class, what was the explanation I gave? So we are doing regarding our India physical diversity. We are studying the physical features of India. So we are India physical and political. What do we study in physical features? We study the natural things, that is regarding plains, plateaus, rivers, hills, mountains, deserts, islands. Regarding these, we will be studying in physical diversity. Whereas in political diversity, we study about the states and countries. Okay. So in those previous classes, I explained you about our India, motherland, and what are the physical features in this. What are the physical features, children? The northern mountains we studied, the northern plains, the peninsula, plateau. These three were explained in the previous class. In today's class, I will be explaining about the coastal plains, the fourth physical division of India. So, what do you mean by the coastal plain? A flat, low-lying land between the coast and higher land in the interior is called coastal plain. What is coastal plain, children? A flat, low-lying land between the coast and higher land in the interior is called coastal plain. So, India has a long coastal plain. Normally, India has a long coastal plain. How it is means they are divided into two. Normally, in the previous class I explained about our India. It is being divided into Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Likewise, here the coastal plains has been divided into two. They are Eastern Coastal Plain and Western Coastal Plain. So, the Western Coastal Plain lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It extends from the Gulf of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. It is very narrow and rocky. Which is very narrow and rocky? The western coastal plain is very narrow and rocky. I will show this in the textbook map plus our India physical map. Both I will say, children, show you. Before that, I will say the difference between the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. So, coming back to the eastern coastal plain, it lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. It extends from the Gangetic Delta in the north of Kanyakumari. In the south, there are separate seaports along the western and eastern coastal plains. I will show you the map regarding this, children. See, first I will show you the map in the textbook. You can, if you have the textbook, you can see the map, page number 210, India coastal plain. Okay, children, I will show you the map now. So you can see this India coastal plain here, children. If you have the textbook, it will be better. You can understand by seeing this. You can see both the sides here. See children, this is Western Ghats, this green part, and this is the Eastern Ghats. So here comes the Western coastal plain and here comes the Eastern coastal plain. You can see I said the Western Ghats lies between the Arabian Sea. So Arabian Sea comes here and Western Ghats here. You can see the coast, Malabar coast, you can see Mangalore, Goa. These are the coast you can see. And here Eastern coastal plain lies between Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. You can see here the Bay of Bengal, is it not children? So it is being divided into two, that is Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. And you can say as Western coastal plain and Eastern coastal plain. See, I said Western coastal plain is rocky, narrow and rocky. See the green color part children, it is narrow and completely it is rocky. Is it clear children? So here comes the Eastern coastal plains. It lies between the Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. You can see the direction here and it ends up here with Kanyakumari. So this is the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So children, I explained by keeping the textbook, I showed the map in the textbook where the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats lies and where in between coastal plains, that is Western coastal plain and Eastern coastal plain lies. I said Western coastal plain lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. Eastern coastal plain lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. So surrounding that there are many ports along the coastal plains. Now I will show you the India physical map children. So normally to know about the map we should know the titles, components. What are the components? Components means here mainly we should know the title and the scale, latitude and longitude. These should be known particularly in the map. I will show you the map now. See children, this is the India physical map. You can see here India physical. This is the title of the map. Title means first without this title we won't know what map it is. So we should know the title India physical. And I said the scale. You will be seeing the markings here to the side, degrees. These are the scales. And you can see the India physical map here. You can see full green. This is the India map of physical diversity. So I said the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Here you can see the Coromandel coast. Here the Konkan coast. Like this, the coastal plains are being divided. Can you see here children? Here Bay of Bengal, here Arabian Sea and here Indian Ocean. You can see Sri Lanka here. So this is the map of India physical diversity. So I will show you again after some explanation. So what's the Indian map? You know, now you came to know the difference between the Western coastal plain and the Eastern coastal plain. Now coming for the important features of the coastal plain. What are the important features of the coastal plain here? Firstly, fishing is the main occupation of the people living in the coastal plains. Normally, they live by the side of the coastal plains. If they are by the coastal plains, what will be the occupation? It is and is that fishing is the main occupation of the people who live by the side of the coastal plain. So, most of the people eat. What do they eat? Fish and prawn. So, as I am explaining children, you might be watering your mouth, I think. Is it not? Yummy, yummy seafoods. So, what are the people living in the coastal plain eat? So, most of the people eat fish and prawns. Apart from that, spinach, ivy gourd, black-eyed peas and sambar cucumber also eaten for food. Apart from seafood, these are the foods the people eat, those who live in by the line of the coastal plain. What are the foods? Spinach, ivy gourd, black eyed peas and sambar cucumber are also eaten for food. So, apart from this, what are the pulses they eat are paddy, cereals, paddy, areca nut, coconut, cashew nut, cardamom, banana and vegetables are grown here. Apart from that, what are the crops grown here, children? Paddy, areca nut, coconut, cashew nut, cardamom, banana and vegetables are grown here. The use of boiled rice is very popular. Boiled rice means what you will say? Kuslaki in Kannada. So this rice is very much popular in the coastal plain. People, what they consume. So the houses here have steep sloping roofs due to heavy rain. So when I am explaining this, what you will be recalling, children? Yes, in the previous classes I explained about the residences. So in that I explained the different kinds of roofs. So where do the sloping roofs have means where they have heavy rain, that places consist of steep sloping roofs. So here in these places the houses have steep sloping roofs due to heavy rain. So this is about the features of coastal plains. Coming back to islands. What do you mean by island, children? A land surrounded all the sides of water is called island. So here the island groups. How many island groups are there? There are 247. See here, children? There are 247 islands, of which 204 are in the Bay of Bengal, namely Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The remaining 43 islands, namely Lakshadweep Islands, are in the Arabian Sea. So, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are made up of hard volcanic rocks. Lakshadweep Islands are made up of corals. So, this is regarding the islands. I will show you in the map also, children. Once again, I will say regarding the islands. There are totally 247 islands. 247 islands, which 204 are in Bay of Bengal. 204 islands are in Bay of Bengal, namely Andaman and Nicobar. So, the remaining 43 islands, namely Lakshadweep Islands, are in Arabian Sea. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are made up of hard volcanic rocks. Lakshadweep Islands are made up of corals. I will show you the map here, children. Once again, I will show you the physical diversity map so that you can understand clearly. See, children, here, this is the Bay of Bengal. Here one part of the island and here. I said there are totally 247, that is 247 islands are there. In that, 204 islands are in Bay of Bengal. This is Bay of Bengal, children. In this part, there are 204 islands. So, namely Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar. Here you can see the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This is an island. Here it consists of 204 islands. Okay. Next, there are remaining 43 islands are there. That 43 islands are in here Arabian Sea. That is called as Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep Island. So, in this, Andaman and Nicobar Islands are made up of hard volcanic rocks. Andaman and Nicobar Islands comes in the Bay of Bengal. It is being made up of hard volcanic rocks. Whereas, Lakshadweep Islands are made up of corals. That is, this island is made up of corals. So, this is the clear picture of this islands. You can see here in Bay of Bengal, totally it is 247 islands. Here in Andaman and Nicobar, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Nicobar Island is there. There we have 204 islands, and remaining 43 is in Arabian Sea, that is Lakshadweep Islands. This island is being made up of all volcanic rocks, and this island is made up of corals. This is about the India physical map. So once again I will recall you children. Once again I will recall you the coastal plains, a flat, low-lying land between the coast and higher land in the interior is called coastal plain. Once again I will say a flat, low-lying land between the coast and higher land in the interior is called coastal plain. India has a long coastal plain. They are divided into two: eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain. The western coastal plain lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It extends from the Gulf of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. It is very narrow and rocky. It is very narrow and rocky. I showed you in the map. Next, the eastern coastal plain lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. It extends from the Gangetic Delta in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. So there are seaports along the western and eastern coastal plain. I will say few eastern coastal seaports, children. So here coastal plains of India have major ports. Which are the major ports? Kandla in Gujarat, Navi Mumbai, Nhava Sheva Maharashtra, Margova Goa, Nava Mangaluru Karnataka, Kochi Kerala, Tuticorin Chennai, Innur Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam Andhra Pradesh, Paradeep Odisha, Andiya and Kolkata West Bengal are the major seaports of India. Once again I will say, children, which are the major seaports. So here Kandla in Gujarat, Navi Mumbai, Nhava Sheva in Maharashtra, Margova in Goa, Nava Mangaluru in Karnataka, Kochi in Kerala, Tuticorin in Chennai, Innur in Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, Paradeep in Odisha, Haldia and Kolkata in West Bengal are the major seaports of India. Among these, New Mangaluru port ranks 9th in importance. It is known as the Gateway of Karnataka, which is called, children, New Mangaluru is called the Gateway of Karnataka. It is very biggest. There are ports in Nava Mangaluru. Okay, children. So after this, let me say about the important features of the coastal plain. What are the important features here? Fishing is the main occupation of the people living in the coastal plains. So which is the main occupation? Fishing is the main occupation of the coastal plain people. So most of the people eat fish and prawns. Apart from that, they eat spinach, ivy gourd, black-eyed peas and sambar cucumber are also eaten for food. Paddy, arka coconut, cashew nut, cardamom, banana and vegetables are grown here. The use of boiled rice is very popular. Normally, the coastal plain people, they eat more boiled rice. The houses here, how the houses are built in the coastal plains are, the houses here have steep sloping roofs due to heavy rain. Due to heavy rain, the houses are built with steep sloping roofs. So, next coming back to the island group. There are 247 islands, of which 204 are in the Bay of Bengal, namely Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The remaining 43 islands, namely Lakshadweep Islands, are in the Arabian Sea. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are made up of hard volcanic rocks, whereas Lakshadweep Islands are made up of corals. So coming back to the deserts, children, you people will be very familiar because in your previous classes also you might have studied regarding the desert. How will be the desert, children? It is being fully covered with sand. Is it not? It's a hot region. So how about the desert of India? India has a desert known as Thar Desert. It is located in northwestern India. Where is Thar Desert located, children? It is located in northwestern India. Nearly 2/3 of the desert is in Rajasthan and rest is in Haryana, Punjab and Gujarat. So there are some salt lakes. Apart from this desert, there are some salt lakes in Rajasthan. They are called as playas. They are called as playas. Some of them like Samba, Didwana and Sargol are the source of common salt. The Samba lake is the largest salt lake in India. Samba lake is the largest salt lake in India. What are the features? First I'll show you the desert part, children. See, this is the desert and you can see the oasis where the water comes out through the springs. See, this is you can see here the oasis, the part of desert. Even here you can see, children, the desert part and the man wearing the turban. Is it not due to excess heat? Next I'll be explaining and show you again the pictures, children. So this is part of desert and here the Samba lake is the largest salt lake in India. So what are the features of desert? Here a desert is a vast, dry and sandy area with very little vegetation. Very little vegetation because their rain is very less. So this is a desert is a vast, dry and sandy area with very little vegetation. We cannot see more trees in that part. So next is the temperature is high and climate is dry. Temperature always will be high. There won't be rainfall. So what the climate will be? Climate will be dry. So scarcity of water due to scanty rain. If there is no rain, scarcity of water will be occurring. So if a fertile area in a desert is formed where the water comes up to the ground surface, this is known as oasis. I showed you the picture of oasis, children. So what is that? A fertile area in a desert is formed where the water comes up to the ground surface. This is known as oasis. So those plants and trees which have special devices to withstand the long drought, that is without water. What kind of plants can be grown? Such a kind of thorny bushes will be grown here. They are scrubs, cactus, acacia and thorny bushes we can see in the desert. So the dry climate and the hot sun causes a feelings of severe burning in the body. Normally what they feel due to the severe hot, no rainfall, it will be too hot. They have to withstand the hot. So severe burning in the body is some relief for the heat. People wear long robes and turbans. What people will wear? They will wear the long robes and the turbans. I showed you here, children. See, this is the picture where you can see the man wearing the turban. You can see the man here wearing the turban. You can see the lady fetching the water. So the people, they have to withstand the heat. They wear long robes of cloth and turban over their head. Due to scanty water, the woman is bringing water from longer place. Is this clear, children? Yes. So, lack of water and desert. Lack of water and the blazing sun determine the type of desert animals. What kind of animals will they stay there? Camel will be able to stay in that desert area because camel can survive without food and water for many days. How come? Camel is able to survive in the desert because they have broad feet. It has the broad feet which can withstand the heat and it can walk easily on the sand. Toes which are comfortable to walk on the sand. Their humps store fat and sufficient amount of water which lasts for many weeks. So it can withstand without water and food for many weeks. It has flat feet, toes, broad feet, toes which are comfortable to walk on the sand. Their humps store fat and sufficient amount of water which lasts for many weeks. So this is about the desert, children. So here there are some rivers of North India. Normally we know that many rivers flow from north. It has been taken rise, given birth, takes birth from the northern rivers. So which are the major river systems of the North India are Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. Most of them rise in the Himalayan mountains. They are perennial rivers. The northern plains are fertile due to the deposition of alluvium carried by the rivers of North India. They will be fertile for the agriculture. There are few South Indian rivers also. Which are the South Indian rivers? The important east flowing rivers. I showed you the map that east flowing on the western Ghats and the eastern Ghats. Likewise, there are few rivers flowing towards the east and few towards the west. So, east flowing rivers are Mahanadi, Godavari, the Krishna, the Kaveri, Palar and Pennar. So, these are the rivers which flow towards the east. West flowing rivers are Narmada, Tapi, Sharavati, Kali, Netravati, Zuari and Periyar flows towards the western. So, the climatic conditions also is pleasant in India. So, these are the few points which I explained you regarding the our India physical diversity. Once again, I recall deserts of India. It has a desert known as Thar Desert. It is located in northwestern India. Nearly 2/3 of the desert is in Rajasthan and rest is in Haryana, Punjab and Gujarat. There are some salt lakes called playas. Some of them like Sambar, Didwana and Sargol are the source of common salt. The Sambar lake is the largest salt lake in India. Which is the largest salt lake in India, children? Sambar lake is the largest salt lake in India. What are the features of desert? A desert is a vast, dry and sandy area with very little vegetation. The temperature is high and climate is dry. Scarcity of water due to scanty rain. So, a fertile area in a desert is formed where the water comes up in the ground surface. This is known as oasis. So, those plants and trees which special devices to withstand the long drought without water which plants can withstand in the desert area can grow here. They are scrubs, cactus, acacia and thorny bushes. So, the dry climate and the hot sun causes a feelings of severe burning. Normally due to that heart we cannot withstand. So what they do, burning in the body, to some relief for the heat, people wear long robes. They wear fully covered long robes and the turbans on the head. Lack of water and the blazing sun desert because camel can easily walk on the sand. It is also useful for the transportation from one place to another place. Not only the goods, even it carries the people from one place to another place. Why it can withstand? It can store the food and water in its arm for many days. That's why we call camel is the ship of the desert. So camel is the animal which can withstand in the desert without water and food for many days. So this is about the today's class, children. Few home assignments will be given. That home assignment should be written in your homework book. Class work should be written in your 200 pages book, and you have to submit it to the school children. For today's class, name any two lakes of Rajasthan. Answer is here itself. You can write Sambar Lake and Didwana. These two lakes you can write. Write any two features of desert. Even that answer is in on the board. You can write the first point. A desert is a vast, dry and sandy area with very little vegetation. 1 point. Second point, the temperature is high and climate is dry. Two features you can write. Then which are the two islands? Which are the two islands I said, children? Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep are the two islands.